What's going on, everybody? This is Jimmo back again, bringing you some hardcore kill confirm gameplay. And in this gameplay, you're really not going to be seeing me camping too much. You're mainly going to be seeing me run around the map. And I'm also playing with Haste 1 and Rock 5 Steady from Unreal Nightmare, and also Thug Nasty, which is my brother. Now, as I mentioned, I'm really not going to be camping. It's mainly going to be moving around the map. And as a matter of fact, this particular part right now, this is probably the longest you'll see me stay in one area. And other than that, you pretty much for the rest of the game, I won't be staying in one area much longer than what you just saw just now. Now, the reason for that is because a couple of games prior to this one, I was basically asked or told by one of my teammates that they actually wanted to see me run around more going after the kills, as opposed to, I guess, in a nice way of saying, instead of camping. So I've decided to start moving around. It just so happened that the game after I was told that, the enemy ended up backing out almost as soon as the game started, so I didn't really get a chance to run around. So this is actually my first game really getting a chance to rush around since that request was made. So my focus, and look at my bad aiming right now, got me killed. So my main focus for this particular gameplay was two things. One was running around and not camp, and two, since the game started with 4 against 5, was to pick up at least 20 tags. And so the way that I'm approaching this this map, as well as any other map, whenever I do decide to move around, is to actually roam the areas where my teammates are not. Even though this is a small map, what you'll see me try to do is, wherever my teammates are, I'll try to cover the areas where they're not. As I mentioned, I'm playing with Haste 1 and Rock 5 Steady from Unreal Nightmare, and they're the type of players that normally get you, or have no problem getting you, an average of 70 plus kills per game. So I know me getting a lot of kills playing with them is going to be difficult, mainly because I'm not really so much of a rusher, so I'm not really expecting to find too many bodies around the areas that I'm roaming, because they're just straight up assassins, so they be killing everybody. Now, also, the way that I actually run around, when I do so, I pretty much run around with still kind of like with a camper mentality. I just don't run around without really putting any thought into the areas that I'm going. What I try to do, like in entrances right now that you saw, for example, I don't know if there's anybody camping back there. I don't know if there's anybody waiting there for me. So what I like to do is, whenever I enter areas or blind spot areas, I normally start to slow down. I pre-aim, and I just don't run around just foolishly. That's how me as a camper, that's what I feed off of. I feed off of a lot of the rushers that just like to rush in without even giving it any second thought, thinking there may be somebody there waiting for you. So I'm not the type of player that likes to feed the enemy and give them their score streaks. So again, even when I do run around, I still got that camper mentality. My thinking is, there may be a camper there waiting for me to take me off, feed off of me, and get their score streaks. So whenever I do enter a building, a room, or exit the room or a building area, I always slow down, pre-aim, make sure I check my blind spot areas, and then go ahead and move in. I just don't like to run around as one of my favorite YouTubers I'll be saying, run around like a chicken with their head cut off. Now, I've also been trying to implement the jumping and flying around mechanics of this game into my camping, and also to when I do run around. So like right here, for example, you see me pretty much get up in the air as going around the corner, but as running around the corners, I'm actually pre-aiming at those corners just in case there's somebody there. Now, right now, you see me pre-aim just for a second as I get to corners. Now, as a camper, I may not necessarily be the best one to give you any rushing tips. All I can tell you is that for myself, anytime that I do move around, I'm always trying to pre-aim or point the weapon towards whatever areas that I think an enemy may be, camping at. And again, I always keep that camper mentality. I'm not saying for all of you guys to necessarily, be a camper. I'm just saying expect campers to be in any spots at any time. Because I know myself, since I'm a camper, I know that I try to be in areas that I think the enemy will least expect for me to be at, and that's how I try to get my kills. Pretty much try to catch them by surprise. I've actually got a lot of messages from people that got upset at me from for killing them from areas that they least expected me to be at. So my thing is, don't be mad at me for killing you from an area that you weren't expecting anybody to be at. Get mad at yourself for not checking those spots. And that's the reason why I bring my camping videos to you guys. It's not just to show you how to camp. It's not just to show other campers maybe certain spots that they may not have thought about before, or think of certain strategies that they may not have thought about before. But it's also for rushers, for you guys to be able to keep an eye on certain areas that you guys may not have thought about, and also share some of the camping mentality that some of us campers may have, to help you avoid getting killed from awkward places, or just to pretty much help you guys stay alive longer. So here you guys go, a gameplay of me moving around. I ended up going 31-7 with 23 confirms and 4 denies. Now stay tuned, because I am dropping a video right after this one. So yes, 2 videos in one day. So let me know what you guys think of this gameplay, and I will catch you on the next video.